Today we have two components of the presentation as we've been doing, the mental component and the physical. And Palmer really wanted to work on gut health this time because of how important it is. So I was thinking about how the mind influences or not the gut. What's been happening the last 100 years is you have quantum mechanics, you have psychoneural immunology, you have epigenetics, a whole bunch of scientists, a whole bunch of science that through research are discovering that the mind has a lot to do with absolutely everything that's happening to you. So one researcher, Candace Pert, maybe, I don't know exactly the year, psychoneuroimmunology is only 40 years old, began 1975. And Dr. Candace Pert discovered that there are these hormones that are going all through your body all the time, called neuropeptides. And it seems that the only function they have is to communicate to all your cells, your emotions. Why would this be important? For your cells to know what's happening in your emotions. Why do you think that would be important?
It knows how to trigger on which responses to trigger on.
Yeah. Your cells go, oh, okay, there's a threat here. We better pump more blood. We better hurry up. Oh, there's a lot of stress. Probably not a good time to digest. Let's just hold that food in for a few hours until there's more relaxed environment so we can focus on digestion, because digestion takes a lot of energy. The thing is, she also realized that it is only the emotions that triggers the cells, not what's really happening out there. So if yesterday, when I was nervous that I didn't have very much time to do this presentation, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is the end. They're never going to let me go, come again. They're going to think I'm an idiot. They're going to think I don't know my material. They're never going to invite me back. How do you think my body would react to that? My tiny stomach ache would probably become much larger. I'd be in the bathroom half the afternoon and I wouldn't get any of this done, right? But I have another way, same situation. I can think, ooh, I can do this, I can do this. It's, I got this stuff, I've got this stuff. Let me see what I've got. Oh, this is gonna be cool. Let's see how much I can get done in 2 hours. How did the body respond? What is the difference? My emotions and what meaning I make out of it. So Candace Pert discovered these neuropeptides, which she called molecules of emotion. She actually spent 10 years knowing they existed, but she was so afraid to tell the rest of the scientists molecules of emotion, because she knew they're all going to be like, what? No, it's a split. What are you talking about? There is no correlation, And so she did 10 years of research so that she could say, no, look, before she shared what she had discovered. And Candace Pert says the molecules of emotion run every system in the body. They run every system in the body. A feeling sparked in your mind will release a peptide through the body. Peptides regulate every aspect of your body. They regulate your blood pressure. They regulate from whether you're going to digest your food properly to whether you're going to destroy a tumor cell. That's how powerful your feelings are. So, additionally to doing the food and going, okay, I'm going to check if this food works for me, if this food works for me, be aware in what mental state are you in. Is there a lot of family stuff going on? Are you, and not so much that the family stuff, but how are you interpreting it, right? Because it will affect your digestion. Of course, it affects your sleep. It will affect your blood pressure. So, one of the places that we can work on today is regret. Because think of someone who spends years reminding themselves of that lost opportunity. If I would have taken that job, I would already be retired now, and I'm just How is the body? Kind of depleted. How is the immune system? The immune system's like, yeah, we're on it, let's do this. Or the immune system's like, there's no hope. He took the wrong turn 10 years ago. Sorry, there's nothing we can do. So regret is a big one to control. I'm going to teach you today how to do that. Because there's a way we make ourselves sick. And there's a way that we actually really regret something and feel bad. So first let's figure out what is regret, okay? Regret is one. First, you have a choice. You can decide to live here or live there. You can take that job or take this other job. You can say yes to that situation or something your daughter or son asked you to do, or you can say no, right? In order to begin a regret, you actually have to have a choice, right? I was thinking as I was driving here, one of my very good friends lived in Warsaw when she was young, when she was in her 20s. And it was during communist time. So during communist time, you didn't choose where you got to live. So she makes no regrets there. What regrets? She had no choice. It wasn't her fault. She can blame them, but it wasn't her fault. But any time in our lives that we have a choice, you know, sometimes it's not going to turn out how we wanted it to. And that's what creates regret. We choose something and it affects us in some way. Right? The consequences of our choice somehow violated a value of ours or an outcome or a goal. Like, oh, that's not going to take me to where I want to go. So then what happens? We feel bad. And that part is totally natural. Now, once we notice like, I shouldn't have done that, we have a choice again. We can choose to keep regretting. And if we choose to keep regretting and keep ruminating, oh my gosh, if I would have just done that, I would have had enough money for this, da, 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 we can make ourselves sick. And there's actually a way that we do that. It has two key ingredients. One, we focus and attend to the unpleasant consequences of our choice. Because of this, I don't have as much money as I could have, and da, 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 and we focus on all the negatives of our choice. And to add fire to it, we focus on the hypothetical benefits of that other choice. And I say hypothetical because we don't know. We think that other choice is only paved with flowers. And we focus on just the good parts of that one. If I would have married him, if I would have taken that job, if I would have stayed doing exercise more often, my MS wouldn't be so bad. But we only focus on the hypothetical benefits. And there's another way. And the other way is actually to balance it. Because what we usually focus on is unpleasant consequences of our choice. Look, we have to pay because we took this bad choice. And the hypothetical benefits of the other. But if we want to really balance this out, we have to look at the benefits of our choice. Not only the benefit of having chosen whatever, to live in Watsonville. Well, it's cheaper, so then I have more money, so we can travel more, and then, but also what other opportunities opened because of that choice. That's the big piece. Well, actually, since I live in a smaller community, I know my neighbors. Yeah, I could live in a city and I would know no one, or da-da-da. Look at also the opportunities that open because of that first step. Maybe that first step doesn't look good, didn't feel good, but a whole bunch of other things opened up because of it. That if I had taken the other choice, it wouldn't even be on my radar, right? That's important to take into account. And also, important to take into account the unpleasant consequences of the other choice, right? This, for example, you think, oh, I should have exercised more. Look, because I didn't exercise, my MS got worse and da-da-da. How much time and effort is involved in exercise? How much time and effort is involved in not having such a social environment around you because you spend every afternoon in the gym, right? But we're just thinking, oh, I'd be so much physically better. Yeah, but what about socially better, right? What about stress level better? I have clients that want to do everything. Oh, I should be doing the gym, and I should be going to this, and I should also be going to that. And I was like, all right, how are your kids' relationship with you if you actually would have done all those things? Probably see them about 10 minutes before they went to bed. Yeah. So what is the lost benefits of that other one? What is the unpleasant consequences? So maybe the next 4 years when your kids are 2, 5, and 7, you don't have so much time to exercise. But you established a really good relationship with your kids. That continues to be a really good relationship when they're in their teens and in their 20s. Rather than only focusing on, oh, I have such a great body. Yeah. Right? So it's focusing on all 4. And that's what's on that page there. What I would like to do, just because of time, if someone would like to share regret, and I don't want to invite you to give us your biggest regret. We'll work on that individually. But a regret that you have, like, oh, I should have, if I would have, if I wouldn't have, that you'd like us maybe to peace out.
Well, how about one that I already figured out?
Okay.
So I had regretted this one relationship that I had.
Yes.
Really regretted it.
Okay.
And blamed him for a lot of things in my life till I read a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that said something to the effect of, no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. And I went, wow, I let him do that to me. But needless to say, I still regretted the relationship for quite some time until I was able to find a benefit of that relationship. And the benefit I found out is that I had to experience the bad of him to be able to appreciate the good of my husband. Because had I not experienced that, I don't think I could see all the goodness in him. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, yeah, I don't regret that experience anymore. I did for a long time. I accepted my choices in it and everything, but I wasn't able to find the benefit of it until I met my husband. So
Until you met and you found,
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute.
yeah.
It actually made me so much more grateful.
Yeah.
Even on your worst day of your husband, you're probably like, this is peanuts in
Yeah,
comparison.
it's like, sometimes I go, why am I so upset with him? He's really a good guy. This is nothing compared to,
the unpleasant consequences of the other,
Yeah,
or
so.
whatever, yeah.
It's, I don't have too many, most of my regrets deal with my food.
So let's bring one of
Versus-
those out. What
Well-
do you regret food-wise?
Well, just, how much I've abused my body and my mind because of my obsession with food.
Okay, so
Which is
you know the
alcohol.
unpleasant consequences of that choice.
Mm-hmm.
You said your mind and your body, right?
Yeah.
And the hypothetical benefits if you would have been more food mindful?
Oh, I haven't thought of that. Hypothetical benefit.
If you,
Well, I'd
the
have
opposite.
a better body. I know a lot of people who have beautiful bodies and are still extremely insecure. Actually surprised me because I thought, how could anyone with a beautiful body hate their bodies? Not realizing that they're just on the opposite end of the
It's the
disease that I
same
have.
continuum.
It's like, wow. Because I remember my friend and I joined a women's support group for low self-esteem. And we were the only 2 heavy people in that support group. And we left that first day going, can you believe all those women have low self-esteem? What's up with that? We just couldn't believe that our society puts a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And
So, if you would have put that same pressure on yourself, the unpleasant consequences of being very body orientated, right? Right foods.
I might have been even unhealthier inside because
Exactly.
I'm discovering that people who, because I'm a compulsive overeater, and the people who have anorexia or bulimia actually put way more stress on their bodies
Yes.
inside.
Yes.
The same stress right up here. Just, we deal with it in a different way.
Exactly.
And so overall, I have better health than a lot of them do. And when I was younger, I would have never thought that possible, ever.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, it's like, gosh. And I can remember thinking, I could never throw up. And I still can't. But I did not know all the impact of purging yourself has on the inside of your body up through even
Exactly.
now.
So that has a lot of negative consequences.
Yeah.
Also, someone who's always like very, very conscious, body conscious, believes that they have to say like that, believes that their husbands are with them because of it, believes they can't even have a Sunday morning in flip-flops, right? There's a lot more pressure. I work with several clients who look fantastic and they have major migraines because there's this need for perfection. I just have to do it all. If I can just get all of this and do everything perfect, if I'm perfect, then I'll be loved. Whoa, that's not the way, right? It opens up a lot of other issues as well. And what are the benefits of not being, of eating whenever? Benefits of your choice. Yeah.
Well, I suppose if you're not a compulsive overeater and you can just...
No. Allow your choice. You made a choice. What are the benefits of that choice?
I don't really see it.
Anybody have a benefit?
Very happy in the moment,
Yeah?
eating something delicious.
Happy in the moment.
Comfort.
Comfort.
Yeah, but that moment only lasts for so long and then...
There's a
the
moment of it.
regrets.
Do you think this
Yeah.
person has moments of gratification?
Sure.
I suppose so.
Could, but
I don't
probably
see it.
migraines is because they never, ever, they have such a need for control that they don't have these moments of, so looking at all of it, right? So the healthier choice, once you go like, ooh, that wasn't a good choice, right, is integrate, understand the benefits of the choice you did take. You have an instant way of reducing pressure. Not the best way. You have an instant way. And the consequences, though, of it, probably not as healthy for you, or then you have to do something for this instant gratification. Once you look at both of these and integrate it, okay, it helped me because it, that moment doesn't feel good, and then afterwards I don't feel so good. Okay, so I've got both. Then you actually can move on and make different choices next time. And if you make the same choice, you understand, oh yeah, okay, I chose this rather than that other one. Maybe what I could do is I notice that the benefit of it, maybe I can do another choice that gives me the same benefit. Right? Or maybe a choice that doesn't have as big consequences the next time. But you are really aware of this rather than regret is comparing with the other choice all the time. Right? So 2 little things I wanted you guys to really leave today with. All of this is about choice. So remember that. This is an NLP, I do my trainings in hypnosis and NLP. NLP presupposition is one of the facts is that says, having choice is better than not having choice. And because of the fact that we are in a society that we choose more and more, we're going to make mistakes. Actually, my friend from Warsaw would always tell me, she goes, so much easier in Warsaw. You go to the store and there's like one type of yogurt. You come here and there's like 10. You're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Is this going to be good for me? Is it better this one or this one? Or, the fact that we have choice, let's celebrate it. And know that that's going to mean that sometimes it's not the best one. And the second, and this one's an important one, is, in that moment that you chose to eat that thing, in that precise moment, you were actually making the best choice you had at that moment. With the resources you had, if your mind is like, no, it's not the moment to go, oh, let me make myself a carrot and it's a, oh, I need to help myself with this. And know that it was. I mean, even one of my teachers of NLP would say, if someone straps bombs around himself and goes into a bus and blows himself up, you have to understand that it was the best choice that person thought at that moment with the resources they had. Always. Never criticize someone's choice. At that moment, they thought it was the best choice. We don't know that his family was being threatened. We don't know that he thought that was the only solution because no one was hearing. We don't know, but we need to begin to assume, and assume for ourselves. You know that thing I did 20 years ago? Yeah, I can feel it now. But you know what, 20 years ago, with what I knew about life, and what I knew about where the economy was going, and what I knew about love, and what I knew about priorities, that was my best choice. Would I choose different now? Oh yeah, but probably because I learned from these 20 years. Alrighty. So, be mindful for your health.